So what do you think? Was this a good deal for the U.S.?
But don't look like you're about to chuck her.
It's a football.
Okay, there you go.
I also have my friend here, the horse, and he actually has the best performing stock of 2020. So this is the one you must buy and hold in your portfolio. So go ahead and tell him. I'm sorry, if you couldn't hear him, he's a little hoarse, so that may be hard to hear. Hello, this is Josh Robb from Hixon Zuercher Capital Management, bringing you the February 2020 economic update. When we look back on January, we're going to talk through some of the events that we saw happen and look at the impacts going forward on our economy and the stock market. With this being February and Ground Hog's Day, I thought if it works to predict the weather, bringing some animals in with their opinions, I would try the same thing this time and see if they had some good opinions on what's going on in the economy and the market around us. So I have some friends here to help me as we go through some of the points that happened in January and as we look forward to the rest of this year. And my friend the dog here is going to help us talk through some of the impacts of the coronavirus over in China. So the coronavirus has had a big impact within the global economy as there's been concerns on whether this will impact trade, whether this will impact consumers purchasing things, and how much of a widespread impact this will have on other countries as China is trying to deal with the quarantines there and as other countries have experienced some exposure as well. And so I brought him along to ask him what his impact on, what the coronavirus impact will be on the US economy, because as we know in January, the Dow was down about 1% and the S&P 500 was down about 0.2%. Now the NASDAQ was up, which is more of a tech heavy index, and it was up about 2%. But when I asked him what he thought going forward, he said the markets will be a little rough. So we have that to look forward to, at least in the short term. And looking at trade deals, the US and China came up with a first phase one of a trade deal, and that relieved some tariff pressure on China. And it also, China promised along with that to buy more US goods and to crack down on counterfeit. Now, if this goes through, there's room for more improvements down the road with the trade deal, but we did bring in our expert. He has the most qualifications within the trade deal, and he says the deal is looking good and has good potential going forward. Speaking of trade deals, the US, Mexico, and Canada have finalized their deal, and as long as Canada signs off of it, we'll have a new trade deal within North America. This is very beneficial considering they are very big trade partners with us. The USMCA is the trade deal, and that should help ease some concerns about how trade will work between these neighboring countries going forward. I asked our friend here, the pig, and when he reviewed the deal, he thinks it looks swine. So it should be all right going forward. Now looking ahead to the election. We're in an election year and we're already in the beginning of the primaries. And so as we look forward, there will be some volatility in the market because uncertainty drives that volatility. So until it's known who the Democratic and Republican nominees are for sure, we will see some volatility. Now I brought our friend the owl here, and him and I are going to have a conversation because he knows who is going to win the election. So who do you think is going to win the election this year for president?
Who?
No, I don't know who. I'm asking you who.
Who?
No, you're here to tell me. I'm not telling you who's going to win. You're telling me
Who?
No, I brought you here so you could tell me who. You're embarrassing me. I brought you on to tell people who's going to win. I don't know who. You know who.
Who?
I'm sorry. I thought he had better information. So apparently he's just looking for information himself. So that wasn't much help. But as we look forward, what I do know is with uncertainty causes volatility, and volatility in the market, especially through these middle months before the election, we can expect a lot more swings up and down the market as new information is digested. So stick to your plan. Don't make changes just based off emotion. And finally, I have some advice from my friend the dolphin. And as we go through all these things, there's a lot going on, and we encourage you to talk to your financial advisor, make sure you have a plan, and stick to it. The dolphin always says, make sure you invest with a purpose. If you do have any questions or would like to talk to us, you can give us a call at 419-425-2400. Again, this is Josh Robb from Hixon Zuercher Capital Management, wishing you a great February. Have a great day.